Hello and welcome to Scale War Machines. Here's our short mini guide to a really useful technique, casting your own parts. Let's take a look. There's a vast array of accessories out there for modelers, but what if you want to replicate your own parts or make multiple copies of a particular piece? Well, luckily there's an easy way to do it, by making your own moulds. Here's how it works. These are the tools you'll need. A silicone rubber. This is what you'll use to make the mould. 2-part polyurethane resin. Here we're using byrocin. This is the material used for the parts. Some Lego blocks to make the mould walls. And some plastic card or corkboard packing. Here we're using cork because it's cheap and easy to get hold of. You'll need your masters, of course. These might be your own scratch-built parts or stock items. It's worth remembering that you can only copy stock parts for your own use. Doing so for any other reason is not only illegal, but it doesn't help model manufacturers make a living. Because we're doing this solely for us, it's okay. We've pre-selected a bunch of military boxes that we're going to mould as an example. We're going to make a simple pouring mould. We'll be covering making a 2-part mould in another tutorial. Because these are boxes, you can attach them directly to the cork. Make sure there's plenty of space between them. If you're making more intricate parts, you can attach them to cork runners, like so. This will ensure that the piece will be moulded cleanly, with a sprue or runoff, so you can cut the part free. Next, take the Lego blocks and build up a wall around the pieces. You can seal the base with tape or white glue. Now the silicone. Here we're using T30 silicone from Tiranti. It cures fully when you add the catalyst. Casting rubbers come in different grades. This type is flexible enough to allow us to mould this way. Then mix up the silicone in the exact proportions. Here it is 1 part catalyst to 40 parts silicone. Pour it gently into the moulds, allowing it to run around the pieces. You can tilt the mould to help the process. Allow to dry for 24 hours. You can check the silicone by prodding it to make sure it is set. Once dry, you can start to remove the Lego blocks. Next, pry away the mould gently. Keep flexing it to help it detach. Once free, mix up the 2-part resin in equal proportions. Then carefully pour it into the mould. Again, tilt the mould to help the resin pour into the nooks and crannies. Bend and squeeze the mould to ensure the maximum flow of resin. Apply gentle pressure using a stick, like so. Then leave to dry. You can see the resin solidify. After a couple of hours, it's thoroughly dry. You can then release the parts by flexing the mould. Don't force them, but thanks to the flexibility of the mould, they should pop out. There you have it, replica parts, with all the details of the original. The good thing about this technique is that you can make limitless copies. Not all will be perfect, but you can start to see where air bubbles form and avoid it next time around. Soon we will show you how to make a 2-part mould for casting items like wheels. But that's all for now from Scale War Machines, the home of model making videos, articles and archive films. Goodbye.